So let's start step by step regarding the workspace. The desk should be roughly this size for convenience. It should be like this. Here's a wooden ruler, a meter, exactly a meter. So if you take a look right here, you will see that it measures exactly 1 meter, then 1 meter 70, followed by another 1 meter 70, and finally it finishes off with a width of 1 meter 60. Well, a meter 60 by a meter 60 is fine too. So here we have a meter 60, and from here it's also a meter 60. So accordingly, if you measure it like this, it's a meter here. It is 2 o'clock, or perhaps approximately 2:30 in the afternoon. So once again, it's 2:30 this way and a meter 70 here. This workspace is just right for comfortable hair encapsulation work. It's the same way at our factory. Here is one workstation, and here is another workstation. Exactly the same. There is another workstation over there. Well, regarding the height of the table. A standard table is usually 75 centimeters, I think, if I'm not mistaken. In this case, we are raising it to 82 centimeters. Right now, this is a raised table. Yes, the width of the table, the width is 70 centimeters. The width, well, it's kind of convenient. Therefore, you can place the table in a corner somewhere in the room. So moving on, the height is 82 centimeters. Then you can go ahead and install the device directly without needing to use that extra cube or even that square stand that is included in the original set. This gives you a much cleaner, more streamlined setup if you prefer to mount it differently, so you can simply set aside those extra pieces and proceed with the installation exactly how you want it. This is for the case where your table height is 75 and you can't do anything to raise it. Then there are additional holes right here. You install it like this. Where the screws are located, it tightens right here. You can easily tighten it up, and then you can additionally secure it by screwing it on using this specific clamp holder that comes included in the set. However, just for the moment, we are not going to be screwing on this additional stand, as we will be focusing on the main assembly first. And since the table height allows it, we'll just use this block, which for a height of 1 meter 70, yes, for a height of 1 meter 70, it will work. Here we have the extra 2 centimeters of space, and then we carefully place the device itself into position. And then we secure it with a clamp. Now I will show you how all of this is installed. So moving on to the installation of this device. That is, an additional cube is possible. For those shorter than 1 meter 70, 1 meter 65 for example, 1 meter 60, you don't need to make a stand. So how do you adjust it? The height should be the height of this platform, yes, where the cartridge is placed. Here, your elbow should be, meaning the elbow itself should be at the same height as this platform. So when you're standing up nice and straight, you want to make sure that your elbow is positioned exactly at this specific height. To put it another way, when you reach out and take the tongs firmly in your hand, you should be aiming to create a perfect right angle with your arm, which helps you maintain the best possible control and comfort while you're working. So a right angle here, then it is convenient and comfortable to work. Therefore, if it's a little too high or too low, adjust it using a block or without one. Next, the kit includes a clamp, which also serves as a holder for a phone and tablet. Well, in the video, they showed that you can mount both a large tablet and a phone here. This is convenient for following along with lessons while you are learning. Next is the clamp itself. First, we unscrew this part right here, which is necessary so that the device can be properly secured in place. We unscrew it almost all the way, taking our time to ensure it is loose enough, and then we carefully straighten it out to prepare it for the next step. Straighten it out. So this part is currently turned this way. We unscrew it like this in the opposite direction and set it in the opposite direction. And this one, that is, we bend it the other way. That is, we make it so that all of this is pointing in a straight line. So like this. Next. We have a phone holder here. Initially, we unscrewed this little thing, and then we put it on just like this. Next, take this holder, and with a really strong push and a bit of pressure, yes, just like that, it finally snaps securely into place, just like this. And then we just screw it on into place, like this. Well, here we just tighten it as needed. It also goes in, and you can certainly do this initially, but it also goes straight through the assembly. Then it enters this specific hole right here. Now we carefully turn it over, and then we turn it over once more to complete the process. Here it is unscrewed all the way. And we secure it by guiding it in like this, guiding it in, asking someone to hold it, but in this case, I have no one to ask to hold it. I am holding it myself, and now we tighten it. We secure it firmly in place and tighten it up well, really, really well. That's it, we've made sure it's tightened well. Here you can now, for the very last part, bend it like this. There. Now you can center it yourself, however is comfortable for you. You can like tighten it a little bit this way. There, that's how you secure it. Well, you can mount your phone here right away. It's convenient for watching and reviewing lessons. Also included as a helpful addition in the package is this specialized wrench. If you happen to notice that any part of the assembly feels a bit too loose or unstable during your setup, you can easily use this wrench to tighten those specific connections. By doing so, you will make the entire structure much more secure, ensuring that it is not wobbly at all and that every single component holds together perfectly well for long-term durability and peace of mind. There. Next, the kit also includes this comb, which we attach to the table. So in this case, it's convenient to have the hairdryer lying here, and here you have, we place the mat right here, and we place the tongs right here. This is a working environment. This is already a used mat, used tongs here with keratin. Here you have a comb, and one comb attached right here to the device for securing the strand. When you will be separating the strands with the cut, well, you will be making the cut on the strands. Next up, we have the fan component, which needs to be carefully attached to the main device. So first, we go ahead and untwist the wire tie, remove it completely, and then take a moment to straighten out the cord itself, ensuring it is nice and smooth before we proceed with the installation. And we secure it. First, we need to carefully secure this device in place. Oh, and then we attach the cooling fan directly onto the device itself. So as you can see, it is now completely secured in this specific way. Next, to ensure that the power cord doesn't get in our way or cause any obstruction while we work, we are going to carefully move it over to this side. Yes, and by the way, if you look closely, you will notice that there is one specific hole right here on the device itself. And if you look just a little bit further over, here's another one that we will need to use. What is this for? For the cup. So if you are left-handed, you can unscrew the cup and move it to this side and move the comb to this side. Well, it's convenient for a right-handed person. We will have the keratin here and the comb will be here. And the cord is here so that it doesn't get in the way. For at the moment when we are going to insert the cartridge from this side, the cord might get in the way here. So to keep it from getting in the way, we move this cord in this manner. That is, we move this cord here and secure it with a regular zip tie, which the zip ties that come in the kit. In this way, I have secured it, yes, I have made sure that it is pulled nice and taut. And trim the excess. That's it, our cord is secured. And it won't get in the way anymore. We just lower it down. To manage the flow effectively, we route it through this specific path, ensuring everything stays organized. There, it's not in the way anymore. And we move it down. That is, the mode switch button itself remains here, and we then plug this into the outlet. So here's the button. It's convenient to turn the fan on, but the fan right now, if we turn it on, it will blow towards us, and we need it to draw the airflow in this direction. So what we do is we carefully flip the fan itself around like this, so that the airflow, specifically the air vapors and those keratin fumes, when they start to come out, they are directed over there. That is to say, it would effectively draw them in, thereby removing the vapors away from your breathing zone, which essentially eliminates the inhalation of those fumes. So we have now fixed the fans themselves exactly the way we need them to be positioned. That is, in this specific way. You can certainly leave it like this, as it will spread them out to the sides over there, just like this. You really need to take a moment to adjust it for yourself to find the perfect angle where you want to redirect your airflow. Right, moving on. The device is set up, that's it. You can proceed with the rest of the work. Furthermore, the training lessons demonstrate that you can significantly reduce the weight of the tongs themselves, which makes them much easier to handle. You can also remove the heavy cord entirely, which greatly improves your maneuverability and allows for much more flexibility during your daily tasks. Secure it with a rubber band. So what you need to do is measure out approximately, and again, yes, just take your time with this. Measure out exactly 60 centimeters starting from this point right here. Once you have measured those 60 centimeters, go ahead and make a loop just like this and then carefully put the rubber band on. Now take that rubber band, make sure it is on securely, and then go ahead and fasten this loop onto this clamp, this specific clamping mechanism right here to make sure everything stays perfectly in place. And that's it. By doing this, you'll ensure that you have plenty of cord available for your work, but at the same time it won't be pulling downwards or getting in your way. It's quite convenient. If you're using a hairdryer, you can do the same thing with the hairdryer.